Hi and welcome back to Market Samurai Bootcamp. My name's Alex Whaley and today we're looking at the keyword research module. More specifically, we're looking at the filters and how we can analyze these keywords to make sure that we're targeting the right ones and to get some really good long tail traffic. We started in the first video looking at the initial seed keyword of iTunes Music, and we've now we've generated those keywords and we're now looking to analyze them. First thing I want to do is, I've actually already analysed them so we don't have to waste any time, but I've hidden them all so that we can go through them bit by bit. The first thing I want to look at is filters. Now, Market Samurai recommend and talk a lot about the golden rules, and the golden filters, basically the four golden rules are relevance, competition, traffic, and commerciality. And basically what these golden rule filters do is they have preset filters of, say for example, your SEO competition is preset to 30,000, which is way too low and ridiculous. And in a nutshell, what it will do is take away all your keywords and take away any opportunities you might have as well. What I recommend, honestly, is using no filters and just sticking to what we're going to show you here and just a bit of common sense. Now, the first thing I like to do is change the match type to exact, because I believe that going broad is really just cheating yourself. You want to know exactly what keywords people are typing in, not a general idea of what those words were. The other thing I like to do is change that period to monthly. The main reason I like that is I'm used to those big numbers. I mean, they look nicer for one thing, but it's also what I'm used to because I'm dealing with the Google keyword tool usually. So once they're set, another thing is if you have those set like that and you use the golden rules, then 9 times out of 10 you'll lose about 75% of your keywords as well, because those being an exact match, those the amount of searches on each keyword will drop dramatically, and the golden rules will just say, nah, we'll take those away, thank you very much. So what we'll do now is, we obviously want the total searches. Now this is the total, obviously, the exact amount of searches for these keywords each month in Google. Alright, we also want, now we don't want SEO traffic. SEO traffic is Market Samurai trying to be clever and saying, well, you're not really going to get, that's not the realistic traffic you're going to get. This is the realistic traffic that you might get if you rank number one. Now, how they calculate this is, as a general rule, I think it's 42% of the clicks go to the number one ranked site. So if you're ranked number one, you don't get 100% of the clicks. You'll get, on average, 42% of those clicks. So what Market Samurai have done, and in their infinite wisdom have gone, well, let's work out 42% of that and give you that. Okay, I don't really need that. It's just more confusing figures. I'd rather work with that total amount. I know that I'm not going to see all of that traffic, but it's what I'm used to, and again, why have extra figures in there? Now, the phrase to broad match still confuses me. It doesn't confuse me because I understand what it is. It is the percentage of phrase match searches out of broad match searches for this keyword. So basically it's saying that how often is YouTube downloader actually searched for as the phrase in that order. But the thing is, we're going exact match here, so these should all, the PBR should be 100% on each of them as far as I'm concerned. If you change that match type to exact, it doesn't change, and therefore it just makes no sense to me, so I get rid of it. If someone knows more and wants to explain that to me, then please say so in the comments thread, because it still baffles me. AdWords traffic and the click-through rate and the cost per click, I like to look at those as a general idea. We also want SEO competition. This is obviously one of the most important things you want to look at. Not so much to say, oh no, there's too many pages competing for that key phrase, I don't want to go for it. More just to give you an idea, just to sort of put it in the ballpark and references against each other as well. AdWords value and SEO value, really, they're just numbers. They're just going to confuse you. They're going to get your hopes up as well. If you're running AdWords campaign and you're doing pay-per-click, then by all means get as much of this AdWords information as you possibly can. But for the sake of keyword research and for what we're doing, considering we're looking at organic traffic in the long run, I'm really not interested in that stuff. The cost per click, as I said, I like to use that because, as a general idea, when you're monetizing with AdSense, you want to look for around about $2 cost per click, because anything less and it's going to take a lot more traffic, and it's a general good ballpark figure anyway. Now that we have all the information that we want from total searches, AdWords, CTR, CPC, and our SEO competition, it's time to look at our list of keywords and basically start analysing it. I like to look at this in two parts. The first part is before I filtered, and then the next part is after I filtered. Now, the reason I don't like the filters and the reason I like to look at things before I filtered is because basically what you have here is a whole lot of really good opportunity for content creation. With content, it's not about the competition. It's really honestly about the relevance and the searches. If you want long tail traffic, then you need to have content that is based around these targeted keywords like this. And each time you write an article, you would make article number 1 focused on this keyword, 2 this keyword, and so on and so forth. And even down to these bottom keywords that have hardly any searches, iTunes Music Converter, there's still 260 people searching for that each month, and that's the exact search phrase, as I said. Nutsy iTunes Music Player, I've never heard of it. So there's so many of these that are opportunities, but again, in terms of looking at a keyword that we can investigate further for the sake of this video as well, there's way too much here. So what we want to do is start filtering. In this case, what I'm going to do is manually I'm going to choose based on how many I'm seeing here as well. I'm going to go 10 million. That's a lot of zeros. And I'm going to add total searches, minimum of 1,000. 1,000 exact searches a month is usually a good number to work with. I'll actually sometimes work with 500 as well, especially when you're dealing with exact numbers instead of broad. For this sake, we'll go with 1,000. So put those in, and we've filtered down 16 active, 39 have been filtered out during that process, and we now have one simple page, and that is a lot easier to work with. Instantly, these two stand out to me. I'm going to tick those: music torrents and free music player, because they say to me the people searching for them are looking for music, and they're looking for free music sites, my apologies, because they're looking for exactly what I have to offer. They want music, they want quality music, they want the latest music, and they don't want to pay for it. So if I can target articles or pages around these keywords, as opposed to all of these other keywords that are really good articles, keywords like this I want to investigate further and break down. So the best way to do that is, as I have done here, tick them here, action on selected, opening new tabs. So what that's going to do now is open up those keywords into a new tab, as it's done here, and now I can break down and look at those even further. So let's see, looking at this list, that pretty much all of these keywords will be pretty good and quite targeted. Competition is quite low in many cases, and the cost per click is quite good. And like free online music player, that's not bad. Again, I'm not offering a free music player, so as great as it would be to target that keyword, in the long run I'm just going to get a really poor click-through rate. Not a poor click-through rate, I'm going to get a really poor conversion. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to freeze this video here now, and then in the next video we're going to look at music torrents as another example. But I think you get the idea as generally why filtering it out yourself manually is a lot better than using the golden rules or any other preset filters. And again, if anyone can explain to me why the phrase to broad match still shows up as less than 100% when I'm using exact, then please let me know. Thanks for listening. This is Market Samurai Bootcamp with Alex Whaley and the Build Rank Profit Group. Cheers.